Hey, Bikini. How are you this morning? Hey, Josh. You just woke up. You get a plate there. Yeah. See, Josh, I woke her up, so that's why she beat you. Hey, Sammy. But it's almost 10 a.m. for her, so it's time to get up. You still getting rain, Josh, or are you getting snow now? Because it's still 23 degrees here right now. Still getting rain. Yeah. Yeah, that's better than snow. Hey, Northwoods. British Expat, I pretty much leave it open every night, just whatever anybody wants to talk about, as long as keep it non-argumentative. 13 degrees. You're colder than I am. Let's see, 13. That's 55 Fahrenheit. That's 18 degrees colder than I am here. No, I usually don't, set a topic like many do. That way, it just depends on who comes in, what they want to talk about, and whatever, and let it go from there. Like I say, as long as it's not argumentative, I don't care what we talk about. Yeah, Chicago seems to always have a chilly, thus the name, the Windy City. Okay, Bikini. 28. Union. Yeah. 82. That's 9 degrees warmer than I am. -6. Yeah. I don't like that, Josh. I can't take that cold anymore. That's something that biggest share of the Filipinos when they come in. Oh, they want to see snow. They like to go out and play in the snow. Well, yeah, you've never seen it before. I guess it's fun, but when you grow up in it, live in it year after year after year, you get tired of it. I mean, I used to live in northern New York, 30 miles to the Canadian border. Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. I've seen many times when we've had snowstorms like that. It was after I was in Florida, so I missed it. But there's a small town, maybe 50 miles southwest of where I used to live at, that, like I said, after I was already here in Florida, they got a bad storm up there for a while. And within a week, they had over 10 feet of snow. When you get that much in that short of a time, you just run out of places to put it. Plus, if you get that much and it's a wet snow, that becomes awful heavy on rooftops and stuff. If they don't get up and clean the roofs off, they get a lot of places the roof starts caving in. Even your big department stores and stuff will have the whole roof cave in. Hey, quit. Yeah, that whole area up there gets the wind right off the lake. You're at Lake Superior. Okay, you're over front because IJ that comes in here, IJ Sabell, she's in Chicago, so she's right off of Lake Michigan. It's nice being around the water and stuff that way, especially in the summertime when you get the breeze coming in off the lake and helps to cool it and stuff like that. But wintertime it can be brutal. Plus, like where I was at in New York, I was right on the east edge of Lake Ontario, so we always got the lake effect snows up there too. When I was a kid, the road we lived on was a dead end dirt road, and the town plow only came down part way to that was blacktopped, and at the end of the blacktop there was kind of a larger area they turned around at and went back out. So the rest of it down through where I lived at, which was dirt, they didn't plow. Fluffy, what are you doing? Now stop. So the people that lived on it had to keep that road clean. They had an old truck with a V plow on it. Hey Jim, had a truck with a V plow on it. And when we got bad snows, the guys would get out there, and one would drive and the other would all get there with the shovels, and the plow would push up the road until it couldn't go no farther. Then they'd run up and shovel all the snow off the road in front of the plow, and he'd back up and get a run to start and plow as far as he could again, and then they'd shovel it off the road to get our section of the road plowed out up to where the town plowed. But that's just one of them things, back in the day, they made do with what they had. And then during that time period, there was a guy that lived down at the far end of the road. Yeah, grader can do it if it's not too deep. If it's very deep and you need a blade on it, grader's got a lot of power. But they had a gentleman down at the far end of the road there that had some kind of a medical emergency, and they need to get an ambulance into him, and the roads weren't plowed. We'd had a lot of snow that winter, even up on the paved road. The snowbanks are up higher than what the vehicles. I mean, you can go up there with the snowbanks on each side of the road. You could have laid planks across snowbank to snowbank, and drove your car underneath of it all. AJB. But they end up first. They called my dad. He worked at Fort Drum there with the New Jersey National Guard. They had called him to bring a military vehicle down to plow the road, but that was like 18 miles away. And then before he got it there, the state came in with one of them great big snow blowers, and they blew the snow out that way so they could get an ambulance in. Yeah, I saw that earlier today, Josh. They were starting to arrest people. I have a feeling that before this is all done, the truck drivers and all the others that are there, they've tried to keep it peaceful, but I'm afraid that there's going to be some violence break out here and there. There was one person that was saying there today that he was there to stay, hoping he didn't get arrested because he wanted to be able to pursue what they're doing. But he says he's heard that if you get arrested, they don't keep you; they release you afterwards. But you have to sign a paper that you're going to leave Ottawa and not come back. See, I hadn't heard about that, Josh. They start smashing window stuff out of trucks. That's getting in the truck driver's pocket, and people are going to get pissed and then start taking revenge back at them. I'm still waiting to see what happens with the talk that they're planning on having a convoy here in the U.S. Breaking into RVs, that's not good. But who's doing that? Is it just other people doing it that don't want them there, or is it the police? I know there earlier in Ottawa that they had, I think it was in Ottawa, they had one place there where they sent the police in and confiscated all of the extra diesel fuel and propane and all that stuff. Just trying to make it where they couldn't, keep operating things. But I had heard, because when they did that, they said there that anybody caught cops in SWAT gear. You'll see. That's where I say it's going to end up turning violence. What'll happen then? But they were saying there that when they confiscated all the fuel and the propane and stuff, that anybody caught bringing it in, didn't say would, it said could be arrested. And some lawyer got into it and all over that and found some loophole in the law. Yeah. They found some loophole in the law, said that the people that are there for that, and I don't know what they categorize it as, but anybody that's in a volunteer or paid firefighter can bring in fuel, gasoline, diesel, propane, whatever, and they can't be stopped. And then I heard there was another judge that came back and said something, and I was still waiting to see whether that was rumor or if it was fact, that some judge had ordered that the cops taking the previous diesel and propane and stuff there was illegal, and they had to return it back where they got it, not just take it down and put it, on some intersection, say, here, come get it. They had to return it to the spot they picked it up at. But like I say, I don't know if that is fact or if it's just a rumor that got started. Well, they don't need to make the crowds any bigger there. I mean, they've made their point. They just got to get Trudeau to come out of his little cubby hole and talk to people instead of sitting in his office and, playing stupid. But they could go ahead and do this in every city and country up there. And if they did it more places, you'd have more people would join because not everybody can afford to go clear to Ottawa and sit. That's why they had such big turnouts at the border crossings, because people were able to do it at where they lived at. What are you up to today, JB? I saw you went to Manila, and I've seen your video there where you was working out yesterday in the gym. I never did catch anything about why you went there. Did you go for some purpose or just a getaway? Yeah, well, if you get off toward Quebec, a lot of people there all speak French anyways. I mean, when you get right to it, Canada basically has two languages. The U.S. is supposed to be English language, and it's always been in the past, that you came here to get citizenship, you had to be able to read, write, and speak English and whatever. But if you look now, like with the hey Ira, hey IJ, IJ, we would move to Skype, but we were waiting on you. But if you take a look at the listings there on the Olympics, where it lists all the countries that have people participating in the Olympics, and it tells how many they got, and different things about the country and stuff, and what their language is. The Philippines, it says Tagalog and English, and each one of them listed that way. The U.S., it says no language anymore. We don't have a national language anymore. We have so many people that come here that want to come for the American dream, as they call it. But when they get here, they don't want to do anything that's American. They want to try to make the U.S. the way their country was. Well, I didn't think IJ was up during the day. Usually she's doing these late night live streams and stuff, so I figured she sleeps all day. IJ, you had a listing earlier that I saw for, I don't know if it was a premiere or for a live stream at 11 p.m. tonight, but now it's not showing anymore. Did you change it or what happened? Okay, I just looked a little while ago and I didn't see it listed anymore. Well, Josh, sometimes when I go to IJ's, it's the same way. It was what she's saying. I will go there, and then everybody in there speaking Tagalog. Nobody wants to speak English, so I don't stay. They kind of forget about the rest of us. And every one of them can speak English. Well, maybe one or two can't, but the rest of them can. Well, When I saw that, I just thought it was kind of late. I mean, yeah, it's good for the other side of the world, but it's late for you to start one at 11 o'clock. You know, I might join you at the beginning of it, but I wouldn't stay for all of it because you usually run yours too long. I need to get away from YouTube and the TV and start going to bed at more of a normal time. Not the darn hiccups. Bikini's got a premiere tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Eastern time. Hi, Jay. Northwood said their Chicago area is beautiful up there today. Says it was sunny and warm, no snow. And you keep telling us you're getting snowed in. I think you're just trying to make us feel sorry for you. Yeah, but Josh, how do you know she's actually telling you the truth? She may be just telling you one thing and they're sitting there talking about something else. Northwoods would be ready to go back to Hawaii and get away from the snow. Now, yesterday and today it was really nice here, up in the 80s. Been upper 50s at night. Last night it was still 74 at 11:30. But tomorrow night's supposed to be back to 48 again. Yeah, if you're there all the time, you know, you kind of get used to them and don't notice it so much. But like I said, I've been away from it too long, so now the cold weather bothers me and stuff. And I lived in it up in New York for a lot of years, and like I said, had to shovel the driveway in the morning to get out to go to work, and had to shovel it at night to get back in after I got off work. And didn't notice it so much then, but definitely don't miss it now. My dad was originally from southeastern Kansas, and they don't get the cold or the snow, either one there. You know, I mean, they get some snow, they get some cold, but and I know he used to the weather every winter. I hear one of my cats out there squealing again, damn it. Got a couple other strays that keep coming in and bothering mine, eating the food I put out for mine and whatnot. And then they want to fight with my cats. I'll go out and the smaller ones will be under my car, up on the roof of the garage, or wherever, trying to get away from the others. My big male cat gets into them every once in a while and chases them off. He'll chase them off out of the yard. I've got a 5-foot chain link around the yard. They'll go up over the fence, and he goes right up over the fence and down across on the other side after him. But there's one big cat that keeps coming around that he's so big he looks like a damn bulldog. Everybody got quiet. I gotta go see what's happening with the kitty. I'll be right back. Okay, I'll be right back. Hey, Raquel. I'm seriously thinking about getting rid of some of the kitties. They're just taking up too much of my time. It's aggravating having to take care of them and fretting about problems that they're getting into. And the other thing is too, it's costing me a lot just in feed and stuff that I keep getting for them. No problem, Josh. Jay's taking care of all the refunds and whatnot. Just see with her and she'll send it to you. She's my finance manager. She can either give you a refund or give you a free pass for the next one, your choice. Now, wait a minute, Josh. You can't get a refund if you're going to leave. Yeah, I had a couple people came in at the beginning. Didn't stay long. You always fix your meals so late every night, IJ. I mean, you eat a lot like I do. I forget you're an hour earlier when I say that, but you're still eating relatively late. But yeah, Ken's usually one of the first ones in. It depends too on what Rena or Marine are doing, whether they get here or not. 10:30 a.m. over there, so let's see, it's Saturday morning. I hadn't heard anything about, I didn't see any videos on it if they're going to Zoom or anything, so they may just be up and just now getting up and eating. But Bikini came in right at the start, said she'd be right back. Haven't seen her back. JB came in, was here just a little bit. She disappeared. Ira was here for just a little bit and left. Raquel came in while I was outside. Yeah, and like she said, there's a lot of other channels that are live. I didn't notice the ones that I normally go to and stuff being live, but there's always live somewhere going on. Yeah, Jim's still here. Says there's still 5 in the house. Hey, PNA vlog. Yeah. It just depends on whether somebody else is doing a live that is more important than me. And I don't know how that in the background works. I think it still counts, but if you're not making comments, then I don't know how it works. I mean, there's so many people that'll come in and they'll sit in the background like that and be there gone the whole time. Now you sound like Joe and Jesse down in Georgia Channel. That's the way he's been ever since he retired. He spends a lot of time on YouTube now. Early and cold, okay. But Joe said that Jesse even said that he was spending too much time on YouTube. I see him on a lot of the live streams where they are using StreamYard so he can get up on the panel. He likes to get up and play his guitar and sing. Hey, Monroe. Yeah, in Jim last night here, it was still, I don't know, 74, something like that, 11:30 last night. I never did look see just how much it cooled down overnight, but it was, decent when I got up this morning. It's still 72 out right now. But tomorrow night, the low is supposed to be 48 for us. So it's, going to change again. I mean, earlier today it was warm enough. I could have turned the AC on, but I just turned the ceiling fans on and left the door open instead. I would like to go with the Monroe, but I can't get IJ to come down and take care of my kitties. But what I was saying there, I could have turned the AC on today and run it for a while because it got so warm, but I didn't do it. And then tomorrow night I'll have the wood stove going again. Kind of crazy weather down here. .42. Now you're 30 degrees colder than me. Josh was saying a while ago there where he's at in Canada, it was -6. Now that's Celsius, but that's still cold. I keep losing subs, Josh. I was at 392 yesterday. Today I'm at 390. But when I was looking back on the figures on mine here recently, and it was showing there in the past 28 days, said I had gained 15 subs and I lost 12. And it just goes that way all the time. Even my watch hours don't make a big change. Whatever I get out of the live stream will turn around and show up, in 2 days. I'll gain that watch hours. But what I'm getting as far as people watching the videos or going back in and watching the live stream later or something, I'm not hardly gaining anything to say so. I know all of my videos are short, so it's not going to gain a lot of time. But most people don't watch the whole video anyways on the long ones. If you go back and read the stuff about it, it'll say that most people don't watch over 10 minutes of a long video. I won't go back and watch old live streams. I just don't get as much enjoyment out of watching the live stream on the replay as, if you was there when it happened. Yeah, I'll be up 3, Josh, but then a few days later, it seems like I even lose those. Like today, I'm down 2 from what I was yesterday. No, I still haven't got it yet, Jim. I need to get that where I can play with my videos and do more with them. And I also need to figure out StreamYard. I don't know how much I'll use it other than if I got anybody else up on the panel, I can let them talk and I can sit back and just watch. I don't have to do as much. But like my videos I did there in that double wide arrival and the septic, I had 4 videos on one and 5 on the other. If I could have edited them in, I could have made one video out of it. Would have made it simpler to watch. Because all 9 of them was probably less than 15 minutes. You usually do that on here. I have to be the one to put it in the loop to do that. That's the thing of it. I don't know how to do any of that stuff. I thought about playing that game when after you mentioned that before. Go to my second channel and just run it even the playlist as is. But I'm usually not off at the computer that long to run it, because like I could do my live streams and just run those. I mean, but there's over 10 hours just in that easily. Okay, Josh. Well, IJ, out of my viewers, right now it's already 40 some percent of my viewers are from the Philippines. Yeah, I hear that all the time, Monroe. People buy subs, they buy watch hours. Well, like I said, Jim, my playlist of just my live streams is over 10 hours. I don't have that many in them, but they're most of them are hour and a half going toward 2. I've got, like last night was just over 3. Well, let me look for a second. I can tell you. See, I've got 2 playlists of just live streams. One of them's for 2021, the other one's for 2022. There's shoot, 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 15. Yeah, my live stream playlist just for 2022 is over 15 hours. And then let's go back and see again here. My live streams for 2021. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. There's over 15 hours in that one too. So there's 2 playlists that are each over 15 hours. I mean, they're both just of live streams, which people don't normally rewatch anyways. Well, you could kind of put Trudeau and Biden in the same category. Yeah, and see if that even myself, I can put it on my second channel and try it and see if that works. That YouTube accepts it, but I'm not offline for 15 hours. I spend too much time on here now. I'm not getting anything done around the house. I've got a lot of firewood that's right outside this wall here that needs to be blocked up yet and split and then put in the woodshed. I've got some other firewood out there beside the driveway that needs to be blocked up and split. It's older wood, so I want to go ahead and bring it in and use it first, get rid of it. Get the yard cleaned up that way instead of using what's already in the woodshed, that's been split and stacked. All right, I'll try that, Jim, and see what happens. Well, I had thought about that too, but see, my problem is I don't have a camera with a tripod and all that stuff where I can set it up and do it to show the stuff, like everybody else does. I've just got a little cameras, not much bigger than a credit card, and it has nothing to hold it with, whatever. So that's why my videos are a little bit shaky sometimes, because it's just strictly me holding it and going with whatever. Yeah, in Northwoods, that's why a lot of mine, like you see that around the house, most of them are just of the kitties. I mean, I did a couple of my first videos, if you go way back, are when the neighbor here beside me cleaned these lots behind me. And I did 2 videos there showing him out there on that little machine there where he was clearing the brush and stuff. And that's why I did the ones the other day there on the mobile home coming in and the septic tank going in. I mean, a lot of people have no interest in that, but I had a bunch of people that were interested in it, and I just did them to add content. The same way I've got a couple of them there just showing the sandhill cranes. The other night, I thought, one, two, I could have gotten one if I'd have been outside when the bear got in the neighbor's recycle knocked it over and took off up the road. But when he knocked it over, it was full of beer bottles, so it made a bunch of noise, and the bear took off running up the road. Well, there's no way I could get dressed and get out there, before he was gone anyway, so I didn't even attempt it. But I could have tried to get one there with him in it. Not sure how it would have came out, at nighttime. But, if there's enough light from the yard lights to have showed the bear. Yeah, I agree, Northwoods, because, you watch, there's a lot of them. They do videos just on cooking and stuff, and they always get a lot of views. Yeah, I understand that, Northwoods. That because I know a lot of people do that and they don't post them as soon as they do them because they have enough content to keep watching the stuff. I just don't have enough of them so that when I get one, I go ahead and post it then just to have it up again. And mine aren't very long. I know there's some people that I followed their channels in the past, truck drivers, stuff like that, and they would do their videos on their trucking and said, they had a new video come out every night, posted like at 2 a.m. or something. Now the ones I did the other day on the double wide and on the septic install. Yeah, see, I don't have anything backed up that way. I think I got a couple old ones I saw that I have in my computer that from when the kiddies were little, and I don't know. I got to go back and look, but I don't think I ever posted them on here before I started doing YouTube videos. But I was undecided whether I wanted to go back and post them being they're older, but I might do it just to fill space. But what I started to see about the double wide and the septic install, when I did that, being there was 4 videos in one and 5 in the other, and I didn't want to put one up and have it be long time period before the second one came up while I was uploading it. So I just planned it ahead and had them do it where one uploaded at 8 o'clock, the next one at 8:01, the next one at 8:02. So they just kept each minute rolling up the next one. So that way, for those that did get notifications, because it seemed like notifications don't always go out, they would get them right together so they would know they were all there instead of watch one and then leave and then an hour later the next one comes up. Well, that's why I thought the other one there, the truck driver that did his at 2 a.m., I thought was an odd time because most of what he was doing was for Americans. So how many Americans are up watching YouTube at 2 a.m.? Those that are watching at 2 a.m. usually aren't watching trucking stuff. They're watching things in the Philippines or whatever, where they're talking to people over there. Really, Josh? Yeah, Northwoods. I have one guy that I've been subbed to his channel for quite a long time, and he keeps lately he's been making comments on all of my live streams. Don't seem to do so much on my videos, but he does them on the live streams. I never see him in the chat, but he'll come in and make comments, after the live stream is already posted. He's in Japan, and all of his videos are one city area over in the Bicol region of the Philippines. I first started watching his at the time. I was real close with a girl that lives close in that area, and I saw his videos and stuff being in that similar there, but he had a bunch of them on the local train and whatnot. And I just thought they were interesting, so I liked watching this stuff. Yeah, I've got a few people that keep telling me I need to get StreamYard so they can come up. There's a few people that I've seen on some other channels, and I've had people tell me the same thing, that they don't like it when they get on the panel because they just talk nonstop and nobody else can say anything. And had the host tell me, they finally just had to end the live stream so they can get rid of that person. But I know that a lot of people like to go to StreamYards because then they get to see the actual person that they're talking to in the chat all the time. And a lot of times, other than if you watch the videos, you don't get to actually see who they are. And I've noticed that there's a lot of people too that you see in the live streams. You never see any comments from them on any videos. So I don't think they ever watch. And the comments they make in the live stream about the person they're talking to, it's obvious they've never watched the videos because they're asking questions that all of it was answered in their videos. Well, I agree with you there too, Jim. I'm that way. I sometimes I don't get up on the panels when there's a bunch of other people there just because too many people talking and it gets hard to understand everybody. For those that are just watching. Well, that's true, Northwood. And there was one night there that the person just kept rambling on that way, and then the host turned around and told him, says, "Oh, you're breaking up bad." Said, "We can't even hear you," and she just kicked him out. Got rid of him that way. And one of my other problems too is, and IJ got on me about the other day because I haven't done it yet. I need a new keyboard for this laptop. I got a bunch of keys in it that don't work. So I went and bought this keyboard and I use it. But I don't sit there and use it for everything. I just use it for the letters that don't work on this keyboard. So I'm typing part of it here and then typing part of it here, and it just takes longer that way. Hey, Rena. We were wondering earlier where all you guys were at. Didn't know if you was out shopping again already or if you just having your breakfast. Yeah, I know you can, Josh. Just a lot of that stuff I don't think of because I've never used it. From the host side. I mean, you can mute them or you can just kick them off the panel altogether. Some people get upset if you do that with them, though. But I guess you look at it from the viewpoint. Then do you upset that one because you kicked them off, or do you upset a dozen others in the chat because they got tired of listening to that person? Well, that's one way to do it, Josh. Kind of like being married. After a while, you have to tell her to stop talking so you can. Yeah, and you get 20 hours free, which I'm probably not doing over 20 hours of live stream a month now, anyways. So that would work for me. I mean, doing that where I get more people coming up, I might do more of them because it makes it easier to do, as you said. Just have to try it and see. And one of the other things too with the free one, you can only bring 6 people up, or on the paid one, you can bring 10 people up. If you get 10 people up on the panel, half the time you can't hear everybody saying because everybody's talking at the same time. They can hear each other, but don't realize that us sitting out here watching can't hear them. I can't plan that far ahead, IJ. I never know what I'm doing tomorrow. I might have to bring in some more firewood and we had a fire going tomorrow night. Well, I know I'm gonna have to have fire going. No, it's 6 on the free one and 10 on the paid one. But there's a lot of times on the free one they'll have 6 up there, which is plenty for talking. But on the paid one, when they try to squeeze 10 in, it's just too much. Plus, with that many people up there talking, those out here in the type chat, they get forgotten because most of the time then they get talking amongst themselves and don't read the chat, and then people start leaving. Yeah, well, that part I'm sure on, Jim. It's 6 and 10. There's another couple that do live streams all the time, and I've been on their sub to their channel for a long time. I keep saying I'm one of the first that was sub to them, but I've always enjoyed their channel or their live streams rather because they kept with the chat and talked to everybody that was all the comments and stuff and whatnot. But they've spread out now. They're doing YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter and whatnot, and they'll have all of them going at the same time. So you can be sitting here with comment after comment on YouTube, and they're busy reading the comments on Twitter and forget about us. So I mean, you're kind of wasting your time trying to talk to them because they're not answering it or even seeing that you commented. To me, that takes the enjoyment away if they get too busy to keep up with what's going on. Hey, Mike. So where's Ken and Marine at tonight? Because Rena's here, so Marine can't be too far away. She's out touring the town by herself again. Yeah, exactly, Jim. It's kind of like if you watch some of these where they have like a birthday party or whatever for the Filipinos, and all the people are there, everybody's talking at once, and you're watching it on a video, and you can't understand. I mean, if you don't understand Tagalog, it don't matter anyways. But you can't understand the conversation because everybody in the place is all talking at the same time. And then I think they're the two that the more people you got talking, then the louder they talk because they're trying to talk over the next person. That's one of the things I don't like on some of them there that do the live stream or the premiere, either one, and have background music. Because sometimes the background music is too loud and then you can't hear the host even talking. Yeah, IJ, you got to watch. He's got all kinds of names for the people in here. Ivy's channel there, Ive Soar. Mike always calls her Avatar. Hi Jay, you made comment the other day on one of your videos about the damage in the front passenger door of the car. Said that was your fault. How did you do that? You never told us the other day once you showed it, and I was kind of wondering. Yeah, and the CB, it just depends on where you're at. Sometimes you get near a truck stop somewhere and you get somebody that just chatterbox all night long, don't want to shut up. Yeah, Northwoods, I just haven't happened to catch when I'm on yet. Sometimes I see, notification where you did one, but I've already missed it. You were short with your turn when you went into Woodford's garage. Wow. Were you alone when you did that? Or did you have Lola with you? It don't look like it creased the door. You may be able to take that inside door panel off and just pop that back out. Well, that's kind of all I do here in Northwoods is just ramble on. I try to keep up with what everybody's saying and follow with them, but that's why I kind of jump back and forth because I'll miss a couple comments when I'm talking to somebody about whatever, then have to go back and catch the others. I've had people get mad about that before. Oh, you missed my comment. You missed my comment. Well, I was talking to somebody else. Like I said earlier, I don't sit and read every comment out loud like some people do. Raquel's back. That's good, Raquel. I'm doing okay. My day's about over. It's 10 p.m. I'm still a little bit sore, but not as bad as I was yesterday. IG, if you bring that down, I got a friend that lives just a few blocks up the street. That's all he does is body work. He could fix that for you in short time. He goes to he does it online, but hey, Ken, the insurance auctions where they auction off wrecked vehicles, and he buys those and then strips off the damaged part of it, and goes to the scrap yards and wherever and picks up the parts and rebuilds them and then resells the car. He's been doing that for years. Or sometimes he'll take and get two cars, one wrecked in the front and the other wrecked in the back, and cut them in half and put the two halves together, the two good halves together, and make one car. They're in a jeepney now. What do you mean, Mike? You feel some drama here? I missed something somewhere, I guess. Raquel, my watch hours are pretty much staying just the same place all the time. They only slowly go up a little bit as I do another live stream. Oh, they did go to Zumba today? You're giving away rice? Well, I want that. Will you deliver it? Yeah, Rita was in here a little while ago. Didn't stay too long. I eat rice all the time, Raquel. I haven't seen Maureen yet today. Yeah, it's 11:17 there. Maybe heading to the steakhouse. I haven't been eating as much rice lately because I haven't been fixing the normal meals like I normally do. I don't know what the reason is, but part of it just getting busy doing other stuff and it gets late and I don't feel like fixing anything, so I fix something quick and easy. But normally when I fix, a meat, a vegetable, and I'll fix rice or baked potato or whatever, I'll eat rice 4 or 5 nights a week. Buy a Cebu, a new car, that's how you fix it. I just don't even want to work on cars anymore. I need to put exhaust manifolds on my truck and haven't done that. I hate working on the new vehicles because they're so hard to get at anything. The old cars, you can crawl up over the fender and sit down beside the motor and work on them. Now you can't hardly see down to find the parts. There's so much clutter around the engine that you can't even see to get to the manifolds. Hey, Amelia. I'm doing okay. How are you today? Yeah, that's right, IJ. It's not on your side. You don't even see it. Well, that's true. You can tear them up and make them look pretty rough, and they'll still run. Like I've got a little bit of wavy wrinkle in my passenger door of my truck. I was in a truck stop up in Georgia, and the guy parked beside me. When he left, he had his tandems way forward, and the tail swing of his trailer swung over, caught the mirror on that side of my truck, just folded it around toward the windshield, and bent the door a little bit. Which he didn't even know he hit it. I'm assuming, and but he never stopped. He just went on. I wasn't in the truck at the time. Are the prices just high in cars now, Ken, or because of everything else, the workmanship's not as good? I know here that it seems that land sales and housing and stuff is, I guess, selling a little better than what it has been. Because like that one I did the videos on the new double wide and the well, well, the septic, I missed the well, but I was talking to the guy that did the well, and he was telling me how many different places he's done just in this neighborhood recently. So I mean, there's people that are taking vacant lots and whatnot and getting them set up to put stuff on them. Okay, well, it's kind of like everything else has gone sky high too. Fuel keeps going up, you won't be able to afford to drive it anyways. And if you've been around, like you said, what, 36 years or whatever, you've seen the changes in it for all that time period. Because I was going to say, when I was in college, looking at prices of cars then and now, a brand new Cadillac convertible sitting on the showroom floor was $7,000. I remember looking at one while I was in college. But that was back in the 70s. Now you have to add an extra zero. Yeah, and doing that can too. Just depends on how you deal with the customers. Will depend on how well you do sell as far as selling stuff. When I bought my '89 Mazda MPV, that was the first year they came out with them. I went to a dealer over in Daytona and looked at one, and the salesman there that talked to me about it and didn't act, like wanted to give me a whole lot of information. More, he just wanted to hurry up and sell it and be done with it. And I kept asking him about pricing and stuff like that. And instead of him trying to tell me anything, he just kept asking me, and he was cussing, saying it, telling me to, well, give him a price. What was I willing to pay for it? I left there and went to a dealer in Ocala, talked to a young girl there that came out, and we talked about the vehicle and stuff back and forth. And then her comment was, well, just go out and drive all the rest and then come back and buy the best. I bought one from her. When I went and bought my stepson his first vehicle, it was a nice Nissan pickup when they first came out with the one they called the hard body. He wanted that. We went to the local Nissan dealer and looked at him. He found the one on the lot he wanted, but it didn't have a back bumper on it. We talked back and forth on the pricing and everything, got that set up, and I asked him, I said, what about getting a bumper put on it? Well, let me go talk to my supervisor. He came back and just kind of grinned. He says, now my supervisor just said you're shit out of luck. I said, okay. I got up and headed for the door. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm showing 8 people here, but I'm only hearing from a few of you. Ken, one of the things that always gets me with buying a new vehicle, you go in and find one you want, and you want something extra put on it instead of the stock part. Well, the extra is going to be, so many more dollars more. But they never talk about giving any credit for the original stock parts that they took back off to put the extras on. When I bought that MPV, it came with 14-inch wheels, and I wanted 15s on it. So I had them changed to 15-inch wheels and tires. It was $500 more. But they didn't say anything about giving me credit for the 14s. Crackers with dark chocolates on top. And you're not sharing with us? Yeah, I even put your Nestle Dibs on my grocery list and was going to get them yesterday when I went groceries. But the way I felt, I never went to town yesterday. Oh, yeah, I remember those IJ. because they were in the separate little pockets in the plastic tray. Yeah, I'll have to go there and see if I can get them, Hi Jay, because they just look good, and I haven't bought anything like that in a while. But like how I told you, I didn't feel good yesterday from the night before. I never did go to town. I usually just go to town once a month to get groceries. After I get my Social Security check, and the next day I go to town and do all my running around. I don't even remember that part, Mike. I do remember that we were talking about the van and stuff, and the back door on that has the child-proof locks on it. You can flip the button so that you can't unlock it and open it from the inside. And we both crawled in the back seat and was talking about everything. She pulled the door shut and it locked. We couldn't get out of the back seat. Maybe, IJ, if you believe in that stuff. Now you're saying you sold your first one back in '87. I'm assuming you mean as a car dealer, car salesman. Going the other direction, I bought my first car back in '76. It was a '61 Chevrolet four-door hardtop, uh, Chevrolet Chevrolet Bel Air. Had a six-cylinder in it with the Power Glide two-speed transmission. There was a lot of gremlins on the road for a while. And then what was the other one that had all the glass in it? Small car. They were real popular for a short time. Yeah, my first three vehicles, I bought all three of them in 76. Had a '61 Chevy Bel Air, '68 Chevelle Super Sport, and a '72 Camaro. Pacer, yeah. Had a lot of glass in them. And you had a '69 Chevelle. I had a In appearance, the only difference in them was the dark lights on the front bumper and the tail lights. Yeah, my dad had a, I think 76, I'm not sure now, Vega he bought just for running back and forth to work with. He had a Chevy Suburban that they used for pulling the camper with. And then mom had a Chevelle, the Malibu, that she used for whatever. And then dad bought the Vega just to run to work and back. But when they first bought their first camper, dad had a 67 Chevrolet station wagon, had a 396 in it. Then he got a 72 Suburban with a 402 in it. Then the next Suburban, I don't remember what year it was, but it had a diesel in it. Yeah, when I was in the fire department, Mike, one of the guys that was in the fire department with me, had a Hugo. My Camaro was a 72. Very little difference in appearance. The only thing they did over the years there in the Camaros for a spell was just changing the park lights and the grill a little bit. The grill stayed the same design, but just what color it was. I remember one of our phys ed teacher there when I was in elementary school. He drove a Saab. I don't think he's paying attention, Jim. When I was real young, neighbors down the road from us who had no money to speak of had a Lincoln. I don't remember what year it was, but anyway, it was an older one. And they repainted it with a paintbrush. They painted that whole Lincoln by hand with a brush. Uh, he's just behaving because Rena might be watching. Well, it depends on how you do it. You know, with a paintbrush, you can get a good job, or you can get one that shows all the brush marks. Yeah, Josh, this is one of the old Lincolns. You know, the old boats. I'd be willing to bet, just because of when they had it and all, it was probably in the '60s something Lincoln. I repainted my Camaro that way with the spray cans. And the part that came out the best was the part I did outside at night, holding the drop light in one hand and the spray can in the other, painting out there in the dark. Well, you can talk about other stuff too, IJ. That's what I said at the beginning when somebody asked what the topic was. I said it's whatever anybody wants to talk about. I don't restrict it to any particular subject. You weren't saying anything there right at the moment, and it seemed like all the rest of the girls left. They all came in at the beginning and then didn't stay. Thought maybe IJ was live, or not IJ, but JB. She came in last night for a little bit and then left, and I see later she was live before I finished mine. You're in trouble now, Jim. The school teacher's stepping in, correcting you on your spelling. Now, to me, a roller would be hard to get a good paint job on a car because it always kind of gives a bubble paint job on the wall as it is. Yeah, IJ has candy wrappers under the seats and stuff in her car from him. Baby Ruth candy bars. Yeah, but Mike, you have an excuse. You can blame it on the talk to text. You say that wasn't what I meant. Hey, Ruby, how are you tonight? Well, this morning for you. I think the only girl here that's still here tonight, Ruby, is IJ. The rest of them all left. Raising a FedEx doubles. Laying down is noon time. Even Mig should be up by now. I know he always sleeps in every morning, but he should be up by noon. What's Frank doing today? You can't plug it in while you're using it. I need a new battery in this laptop, so I have to keep it plugged in for there all the time. You're going to sell the what? I didn't quite understand that one. But my laptop battery, when I first turn this on each day, I'm only on 5 or 6 minutes, and it'll tell me my battery's down to 8%. So what are you going to sell, Ruby? I didn't understand what you meant. I don't know whether you misspelled it or I just don't know what you're talking about. All the way upstairs. You probably won't go upstairs again until tomorrow. Well, I bought this laptop in, I think, 2015 maybe. And this is the original battery. So I have no complaints on that. And I think it was originally, I don't remember now, but just thinking back to what the paperwork was and all, I think it was like a 5 hour battery, which I like that. I bought this when I was on the road. I used it in the truck. That way I could do what I needed to and go long periods before I had to charge it. But right now, like I said, I can't be online 5-10 minutes the max. I'm already down to 8% in the battery. And then I just plug it in and leave it plugged in the whole time it's on. So that eliminates me being able to pick it up and carry it around the house with me. And they sell laptop batteries. I wouldn't think they would even have them. I originally when I was planning on going to town yesterday, I was going to go to Best Buy over in Daytona. I think see about getting a new printer. Because the one I've got still prints and everything, but I can't do anything on here and then have it print. It keeps saying can't be found. So I don't know what happened to my printer, but I've seen the same model. It's an HP at Best Buy before, and I like this one, so I'm thinking about going over there. I was going to take the battery with me and see if I can get another battery at Best Buy. We have Batteries Plus here, going the other direction though. We have one there, and I buy little batteries stuff, for the phone and different things over there, because they have the stuff you can't find anywhere else. But laptop batteries around $100 or so. Okay, see, I've never bought anything at Interstate Batteries. I used to always buy Walmart's. Years ago, I bought the old Sears Die Hard batteries. They quit making those. Sears, went out of business now. I've been buying Walmart batteries for a year, but they got the point their warranty wasn't worth crap. So the last time I bought batteries here, I bought two for the truck at O'Reilly's, the one for the car at Napa. And just last week, I went and put another battery in the car. Went back to Napa because this one here I got. If I leave the car sit for a few days, when I went and get in it, it wouldn't even click. I mean, the battery was flat out dead. Put the charger on it, leave it sit there all day, and it was still showing full charge or drawing for full charge on it. And the battery charger was hotter than hell, to get the car to start. So I just put a new one in. It was a 72-month battery, and I'd had it 50 months. So with it prorated, it still cost me $117. Well, that's the way that Batteries Plus is. They got batteries for everything from right down to hearing aids, cell phones, and laptops, and whatever. And they do have car batteries too. I called them and asked them about it when I was first looking for batteries for my truck. And the batteries they had for it, they could get, were supposed to be better than anything else you can buy. They don't have the acid batteries. They were some kind of a gel or whatever. But hell, they were like $500 a piece. And they weighed a lot more than a conventional battery. Now my cell phone, the battery in it will charge. I can plug it in and charge it while I'm using it. I used to do that some when I was in the truck. When I stopped at night there and I call and talk to my sister, and it would be low battery and I'd plug it in and use it. But if it's plugged in, charge the battery while you're on the phone gets real hot. I This laptop is a Dell. I've called Dell a couple times to see about batteries. Each time I call them, they're out of stock. They don't know when they're going to get them in. And I think the biggest share of the stuff that Dell uses in their computers comes from China. I never thought about it. There's a place up in, I don't know, New York City, Long Island, wherever. I bought batteries for my DeWalt cordless drills before. I've got one of the older 9.6 volt. They quit making them. You can't get the batteries for them from DeWalt anymore. And I found this place, and they carry a replacement battery for it, and they're about half the price of what I pay for DeWalt batteries otherwise. Never thought about checking there for a laptop battery. You have to bury it. 11 o'clock, it's still 70 here. Humidity's 87%. Still shows I have 5 people here, if that's correct. I have 6. As the auctioneer would say, 666. Do I hear 7? Do I hear 7? Well, that's not good for you, Josh. He'll kick you out of the convoy for that. It's after midnight for him. He's one time zone farther east than what I am yet. Yeah, but Josh, you said it was raining now. So does that count as the next one? Well, this has been a little over 2 hours. It's after 11 o'clock. I think I may go ahead and end this. Well, pick up my kitty's dishes for the night, so I don't have to feed the neighbor cats all night. Unfortunately, I haven't had any of the possums or raccoons in quite a while, but I am getting stray cats coming in. So I'm going to go ahead and end this up, guys. Thank you all for coming. It was good talking with you all. And I'll see you all in the next one.